Hello and welcome to round 2 of the Three Sisters Sprint Championship. With 9 rounds, I'm currently 5th out of 40 drivers in this championship. So I thought I would bring you along to see all the brilliant racing and the stress this track produces. So as we head into qualifying, you can see so much rain had come down just before this race, and look at all the damp patches all over the track. This means it's going to produce so much oversteer as we're trying to get our car around the track. We managed to get a 59 flat, which qualified us 3rd out of 40 drivers today, so putting us in a great start for our first 2 heats of the day. So as we pull up back into the pits, let's see what all the other drivers thought about the conditions today, as they were pretty dicey out there.
Yeah, bloody hell. It's interesting out there, isn't it? A lot better than you made out. I go flat out today, I'm like, wow. I'm like, well, not really.
So with our brilliant qualifying and Wiz's not so useful advice, it meant that we were starting on the front row in 2nd for our first heat, and all the pressure was building as the next race was a reverse grid, so we would be starting at the back. So I knew I had to get as many points as I could from this first heat as we were starting in such a good position. So as I sat on the grid, the pressure was really starting to build. My eyes were staring right at that red light, waiting for it to go green, and it's lights out and away we go here at the Three Sisters circuit for the first heat. We lose a position straight away. We were shaking the car as much as we could to get a good start, but we just couldn't do it. We've dropped down to 3rd there, and we're trying to control the oversteer as much as possible. You can see all the damp patches around. We're trying to find that dry line, and now we're just going to sit behind Emma here, who is in 2nd, who managed to overtake us on the first corner. And here the lines were a bit all over the place. The inside line was definitely not the way to go there. When it's wet, you want to be going using the outside line a lot more, as it's way more grippy. And I do a quick check behind me. Luckily there is a little bit of a gap between us and 4th, and so I can put my head down a little bit, but at this point I could see my car was not the best. As you can see, Emma there was pulling away on the straight, but it's okay. We're managing to hold 3rd place, and if we can keep 3rd for this whole race, that is still a good number of points for the championship. So as we come into the final corner here, we dodged the pull at the end. You can see the oversteer is crazy, and that whole aim is not to go off there, which we just do slightly. You can see in front of me that Emma and 1st place are battling it out, and so hopefully if they keep battling, we might be able to catch up. So if I just concentrate, we may be able to make a move on them. You can see here we've actually managed to catch up some time to 1st and 2nd place, but we keep going on that rumble strip, which means 4th place has managed to catch up so much because we can't seem to control that car on the final corner. As we're there making sure we don't oversteer too much, we go way too tight into this corner when it's wet, and they manage to send it on us down the inside. They've got the inside line now for the next corner, but it does go yellow, which means there's no overtaking on this part of the track, so we have to let them by. But the next place, 5th place, is already on our tail due to that yellow flag of the car being off the track there. We hold on to our steering wheel, gripping as tight as we can as we go down the main straight. We duck a little bit, try a bit of human DRS, because we're trying everything we can now, as 5th place is right on our tail. We managed to catch back up to the guys that was fighting in 1st earlier, and they're now in 3rd, and that guy who is in 1st is well and truly away. He fought through. He started behind us, but he's now in 1st. But 5th place is right on our tail. We really need to concentrate going through this bit. I know they're there. You can see I keep looking, which really is a driver you shouldn't be doing, because if you know they're there, I don't need to keep checking, but they're already there on the overtake, and now they've got the inside line. I try and squeeze them a little bit to the left as there's not as much grip, but I go way too wide, trying to produce a bit of a switchback, but I just can't quite do it because it's so wet. There's just not enough grip. So that's another place that we lose in this first heat, and there's another one there as they manage to get the inside line, but we do try and fight back here down the Conrad straight right down to the end. It's one of the longest karting straights in the country. Who's going to break last? I believe we do, but we've got the person behind us right there ready to get the overtake done. They go off a little bit, and we've got the inside line for this corner, which means we lose it though for the final hairpin. I believe they're going to send it late here, a bit late braking. They can hold the corner, and we just have to go deep, which sadly means we go through the puddle and we go on to the bumpy bit, which means we lose a load of places, and I'm not too happy about it because I got squeezed to the edge. But to be honest, they had all the right to do that. It was their corner. It's just annoying the amount of time you lose if you go off there. But we're now down to 7th, back to 8th. we're really struggling. And at this point in my brain, I know there is not that many laps left. I really just need to home in and try and get a position back if I can. We've lost so many positions with such a good starting position. We're not going to get that many points from this race, especially when the next heat is going to be for a reverse grid. And the driver in front tap on the helmet there saying that we should work together, but I've got their slipstream, which means by the time I get to this corner, I'm going right on their bumper. And so I just ignore it, to be honest. In my head, I'm like, I can get this done. If I can get enough speed, I should be able to get them on the last corner or be able to get them on the straight on the next lap. But you can see all the drivers are so close here. We try and dodge the puddle. We try and get a better exit out of this corner, which we do manage to get a good exit. So we go alongside the driver that we said would work together. And I try and send it down the inside as I know we'll be able to get a position here. We do, but we lose it again. And they manage to go back in front of us. Then we go back again. We're just constantly wrestling for 7th with guy in front. It does go yellow, which means no overtaking. So we do have to slow down the pace a little bit coming round here. But I know I need a good exit out of here. So as soon as we go past the yellows, the foot's down. But I completely mess up the corner. And there they go off into the distance. And look how much of a difference it makes if you go off the track there. And that was my race, to be honest with you. You can see I made up a little bit of time in the final few corners. I'm shaking my head a little bit. I was not very happy with that performance. And I'm not surprised. We started second and we dropped all the way down to 8th, which is an absolutely terrible result from our first heat. And we need all the points we can get from this heat and the next heat to get into the A final.
I had a bit of a sitter there, didn't I? I just need to get a lot better at adapting to it.
Looking for the grip.
Yeah.
You've got to look for it in places you wouldn't normally.
So from that heat there, we managed to bag ourselves 13 points, putting us in 16th out of 40. And if we want to make the A final at the end of this video, we need to finish in the top 20. So our goal for this next heat is to finish in 12th or above to secure that place for the A final. So as we go into the second heat, it is a reverse grid, so we're starting all the way at the back. So the pressure was building as we needed to make up 6 positions to guarantee our entry into the A final. It's lights out and away we go for heat number 2 here at Three Sisters. So because it's a reverse grid, my plan was to stick behind everyone, let everyone have a little battle, and hopefully we can capitalize on the Conrad straight. However, this didn't quite work as I held back a bit too much as we dropped down all the way to 19th in last place. But we held back, praying that someone was going to get knocked out here and we could take advantage on getting a better exit out this corner and maybe overtake them at the end of the main straight. We get a little bit of oversteer there, and you can see we just didn't quite get the best exit I was hoping for, but we try and capitalize on it and hope that by the end of this straight we will be able to get an overtake done. As we do manage here, someone had a dreadful start on the Conrad straight there, but we get the overtake done before the end, so at least we're back now exactly where we started. And now this final hairpin is a really busy one coming up, so we should hopefully be able to stick to the inside. So we're going to stick to the right hand side here and maybe make up a position. We try and follow Emma through, who's the car just in front here, and you can see a few people go off to the left as we were predicting. So we managed to make up a position there and end up in 17th, and we got a better exit, so we managed to make another here, putting us into 16th. And then with all the bumping here, we take the outside line, try and cut back through, and someone goes off on the inside there, and it's absolutely carnage, but we managed to hold 15th place there. So we made up a few positions, and we're going to try and make up another one here. We drop a position, we get hit, the guy apologized for us, and then he actually lets us back through as we come through here, which gives us a really good exit. We have to try and control the oversteer a little bit. I check over my shoulder, panic, so I knew that we'd had a bit of a snap of oversteer, but we seem to be good. We're in the slipstream, we made up a position, and we can now hopefully get an overtake done at the end of this straight. We start to look for the inside, but we're just not quite there enough yet. So we hold our position, and we know we should be able to get them in a few corners time. You can see we're already looking down the inside. We've got a few guys behind us waiting to send it, but they don't just quite yet, and we get the overtake done there on the guy we were following. So now we just want to get a good exit out this final hairpin here, so we've got no traffic in front of us, and someone had spun out off on the left there, so that's another position gained. We only need to gain one more position now to guarantee our entry into the A final. However, we've got someone battling here trying to gain the position back, and they managed to there, which drops us down into 14th. So we're going to try and get a better exit on them as as they overtook into the corner. So hopefully we can get a good exit and get them at the end of the main straight, which we try and do. We follow their slipstream to try and get a bit of an advantage. We do start to catch them as we follow them down the straight, but we just need to concentrate on making sure we get our braking point right, as it still was very wet at the end of the straight. You can see I'm full lock in the steering wheel there, and someone has gone off on the left over there, so we get an overtake done, so it puts us into 13th. And a lot of these wet races is just all about staying on track. They're absolutely carnage, especially when it's a reverse grid. They've still got the inside line. We try and do a little bit of a cutback, which does work slightly as they go wide, goes on the bump, ruins their lap time, and they've deduct to try and do it human DRS, but we manage to keep ourselves in that position. So currently, if we stay in this position, we are guaranteeing ourselves into the A final. So we just need to make sure we do not lose this position now. With only 4 laps to go, anything could happen. Really need to make sure we hold on to this position, as the car behind us is still attacking, trying to get that position back, which we can't lose. Otherwise, we will not make the A final if they get the overtake done. But luckily, we use the slipstream with the car in front and try and get an overtake done here. But because we're around the outside, they send it through the inside and overshoot the corner bit. We have much better grip coming out the corners, so we should be able to get the overtake done again on them. And then my camera died. Yeah. But all is good. We managed to make up another 2 position, meaning we'd done enough to make it through to the A final. I'll be honest with you, I was extremely nervous. This race was now a good hour or 2 after the last race you just saw. But as we sat there, I focused on the light. I got my head in the zone, ready for that light to go green. And all that wait was finally over, as it's lights out and away we go here at the A final for the Three Sisters sprint. And we start getting very good start here. We managed to follow this car down on the inside. We're going to go try and perform a bit of a switchback here, as everyone is chilling on that inside line. We managed to do so. Not too bad. We didn't quite switch back. We did get a much better exit there. So we managed to gain a position straight off the start. Now, we don't want to be on the outside here for this corner. Usually, you get pushed off. So I'm panicking a little bit here because I'm on the outside of Sky, but he does give us the room, which was very nice of him. We don't go off, thankfully, meaning we make up a position there ready for the Conrad straight. And I could already feel this car is brilliant. The slipstream and the power it had, I was feeling brilliant in this car. So we send it down this inside here, and the guy in front of us just goes flying into everyone, sending everyone all over the place. But we managed to capitalize on him knocking into everyone and get up to 12th position on the first lap. So that's 4 positions in lap 1 taken. So now let's just concentrate. Let's get a better exit out of this corner, and then we can hopefully get some overtakes done at the end there. However, we have 2 guys and then 3 send it down the inside there. So I knew this wasn't going to be an easy battle in the A final. It never is. But you've got to think this is the top 20 people out of 40 people who race today, now all head to head with each other. We managed to get our position back there a little bit. We try and hang around the outside there, so we have the inside for this corner here, and we follow this car through. We push them to the curb a little bit. We don't want to push them off, obviously, as that would be rude, but we follow the slipstream down this main straight here, and we're trying our best to eye on where we're going to go. We want the inside lines. We've got carts on the left here, so that's what we try and do. We try and stick this inside line while they go wide, and 2 people go off the track there, so we managed to capitalize, and we get an overtake done here. It's absolutely brilliant for us. We get pushed to the curb a little bit, we get 11th, and we actually got up to 10th there in that corner. We try and hold the inside line, push them to the curb a little bit. There's now a dry patch coming out of that final hairpin, which was very useful to take advantage of. And we managed to get up to 9th there, as someone had a dreadful exit out of that corner. So this is looking very, very good for us. So now we're trying to hold our position. We're going to get pushed to the curb here a little bit, and you can see I'm not too happy about that. My hand goes up a little bit, but that's just a bit of a reaction. To be honest, he had every right to do that. We just want to make sure we get a good exit out of this corner. We've dropped back down to 10th here. This is an absolutely intense battle for this final race here. So as always, we're trying to make sure we get the slipstream for this back straight, which works beautifully here, as we manage to get the overtake done even before we get to the corner, and we're catching to the car in front. We go a little bit deep here, which means they manage to get an overtake done there, but they send bent it way too much and went off the line there, but we had much better grip coming out of that corner. And we're going to try and send it on his final corner here for one of our friends here who we race with quite regularly, and he does seem to let us through, which was very kind of him. But I go on the rumble a little bit, so I'm panicking. I look over my shoulders. I know they will have gained some time, so I give them a bit of room so they can go down the inside, so they managed to get that position back. However, by this corner here, we've got the exit. We've got them pushed to the curb, and it is our corner. However, look at all these people surrounding us, ready to attack this next corner. They send it down the inside line, but we want to keep the inside line for this corner, so they don't get the overtake done, which is perfect. We managed to hold it, and we managed to make sure that they don't get the overtake done there. And now, trying a bit of human DRS, I look behind me, I know they're around me, and 2 laps later, I'm still panicking and checking over my shoulders. They are still there. So we come into the first bend here. You can see it's gone yellow. Someone has gone off, which is great for us, as it means we can capitalise on a position there, which gets us now up to 7th from starting in 16th. This was an absolutely brilliant way to spend the A final, getting all those championship points. We just need to make sure we can hold this to the end now. So as we're coming down the Conrad straight, we get a good exit again, and we're going to start pushing towards the top positions. Now you can see they're still there on that first bend, so it's still yellow in the first corner, but it means at this point now we've managed to really capitalise on putting in some good lap times, and we've caught up to all the drivers in front of us. So we've only 3 laps to go. Can we get some more overtakes done? Can we get some more points for the championship? As I would quite like that to help us with our championship battle. And we can already see that using the slipstream, we managed to get the overtake done even before the end of the straight. We have to full lock the wheel because I send it a little bit because I'm trying to give them the room. We go over the rumble strips a little bit, so we lose a bit of time, but we managed to keep the corner to ourselves, and we managed to make sure they don't send it down the inside of us. So you can see here, there is now a lot more grip on that inside line. We have a bit of a snap oversteer. Maybe I thought it was more grip than it was, because actually we went off there. And you can see I'm panicking, as now the person behind is going to be sending on us, trying to get that overtake done. We've got 2 laps to go, and there's 3 people battling front. Now I'm going through my mind at this point. I'm like, I know there's not many laps left. I know we're gaining on these 3 in front, and these 3 are chopping and changing positions constantly. We're here in 6th now, and it'd be very nice that potentially, if we get a triple overtake done before the end, we can potentially end up on the podium. So I'm eyeing up an overtake on these last few laps here, and I can just see them constantly battling and praying that potentially I can take advantage of this as we come into the final lap. So the 3 in front of us are currently battling for 3rd place, so their battling got more and more intense as this lap went on. As you can see here, I've got a much better exit. In my mind right now, they're going to battle, trying to get this 3rd place, and I can take advantage. I try and set up the switchback. I go for it, and I was about to do it, and then I slightly tapped Emma there, which meant we went slightly off. I wasn't too happy about it, but they did nothing wrong. It was me that was trying to get the overtake done, and we just didn't manage it. However, that was it. We finished in 6th. There was no way. I don't think we would have been able to actually make that overtake stick. I think if we'd had 1 more lap, maybe we could have done it, but I can't be sad. We finished in 6th place out of 40 drivers today. That is absolutely incredible for our championship points.
You were getting beaten up at the end then.
Yeah.
Take it.
Drive. What a drive.
People that didn't realise it was dry yet.
I think turn 3 it was loads quicker. It really took it into it then.
So with the results from today, this moved us up into 4th in the championship. So I really can't complain about today's results. And I just need to make sure that I remain consistent, keep putting in these good results in the final, and then hopefully we can get on that podium at the end of the season. Thank you very much all for watching. If you did enjoy today's video, let us know down in the comments where we should go check out next. And if you did enjoy a bit of outdoor racing, I'd love to post some more. It's very, very different indoor with the dynamic weather changing conditions. But if you want to see more karting content, make sure to like, subscribe, and click on the video on the screen now.